Hello and welcome to this video presentation from the one-stop sat shop and buymystuff.co.uk. Today we're going to be looking at our universal Mica waveguide material, which we have available for sale in various different sizes. Now you may ask, what exactly is this product? Well, the Mica waveguide material is normally a rectangular piece of material which is inside the cavity of your microwave oven. It's the point where the microwaves enter the cavity, and what can happen over a period of time is that the mica material can become burnt. Usually this is caused by food splashes that get stuck to the cover, which consequently can then get very hot when the oven is the cooking cycle. If you hear any sparking from the inside of your microwave when you're using it, have a good look at the waveguide cover. It is a very common fault, and it is recommended that you do keep your eye on this cover at all times and perhaps replace it, every year or so. If you do that, you can actually increase the lifespan of your microwave considerably, because if left unattended, a lot of sparking in this area can cause the cavity to become burnt and also can cause failure of the magnetron, in which case you then face with an expensive repair bill or possibly even a new oven. This is a couple of pieces that we have for sale. This larger piece is our 150mm by 300mm size. We have a 100 by 150. And the idea is just purchase a piece which is a little bit bigger than the cover that you need for your particular oven. Purchasing the larger piece allows you to make more covers and is obviously very good value for money. I have an example here of some waveguide covers. These are pre-cut ones which are available to purchase if necessary. Some of the well-known branded ovens, say Panasonics and Sharps, it's easy to obtain the covers directly as spare parts, all pre-cut, which is ideal. However, they do cost a little bit extra. It's up to yourself if you want to pay the extra. Here's an example of another one. Actually, most of these are Panasonic types. You can see that some have strange little cutouts and corners cut off them, things like that. It's just a matter of copying that when you're making your own cover. And here's one more, another Panasonic one, again with tapered edges, but basically rectangular. Most of them are more or less rectangular. A slightly more difficult one to make would be this other Panasonic one, which has a sort of circular arrangement on this side. Waveguide covers can also come in plastic versions. Here's a plastic version here, used in some LG and Panasonic ovens. Obviously, you can't make that. That would have to be purchased as a spare part. Here is an example of a cover which is in a bit of a sorry state. This is a Sharp cover, and as you can see, this one seriously needs to be replaced. It's become very soft and flexible as well. This particular corner here is nearly falling off, so really this needs to be replaced. This can cause sparking on the inside of the oven. Now, to cut this mica material, you need a couple of tools. It's not actually as difficult as you think. All you need is a sharp knife, such as this craft knife, even a Stanley knife, or a kitchen knife. Sometimes a fine pair of snips or scissors is useful for rounding off the corners or making some of the small indentations that you get inside some of the covers, like this one. So I'm going to attempt to show you, roughly how to to cut one of these sheets to the size that you want. So, for example, this particular cover is probably about 20 centimeters wide. So if we just line it up with the new part, what you can simply do is take a pen, take a mark there and a mark there, just to get these sort of basic rectangular size cut first of all. Then take a sharp edge. I'm using this old mouse mat, for example, though you can use a ruler or anything that you want. Simply scribe it with the knife a couple of times is normally all it's required. I'll do 3 this time. You don't have to cut right through, because then what happens is the material actually breaks quite easily. So there you go, it's a nice clean cut on that. Similarly, we do the same along this edge with the sharp edge again. I'm not going to do that, obviously, to save a little bit of time, but it's quite easy to do. You can see this cover has got some rounded edges on it, so what we can do is we can line this back up again. You can take the pen round there, oops, pen round there like so. Mark out the indentations. You can also do this with a knife as well if you want to. And then it's just a matter of trimming it. Now, you can trim it even simply with a pair of scissors. You can use the knife if you want. It's entirely up to yourself. It's not difficult. And, you know, this can really be done with tools that you have lying around your house. So as you can see, we're managing to cut that away quite the thing. And that's just got a round edge. I mean, it's not absolutely critical that the cover has exactly the same shape, but as long as it's close as you can get, and you can see that's very close, you're not going to have any problems when you come to fit that cover into your microwave. Perhaps a little bit more tricky is getting this bit correct, but just a bit of common sense and cutting in at angles will allow you to, you know, break the cover off to the size that you need. You can see that I'm more or less there with that, just a little bit more there. That would probably be good enough. You can use the knife to sort of smooth it off if you want to, but that would be adequate, you know, to use this cover as a replacement in that particular sharp microwave. It's a close enough match. It's up to you. If you want to spend a lot more time doing it absolutely perfectly, then you can, but this is the, you know, the way that we use to fit these covers. The only other thing that's worth mentioning is that sometimes on the covers there's a hole. There's a screw goes through to hold the cover in place. In most cases, the waveguide covers just clip in place, but they do sometimes have a screw on them, or sometimes even a rivet. So you do have to make a hole. Again, this is quite easy to do. If I just put this cover on here, use the pen to mark the hole. And then, of course, you may ask, how do we actually make the hole? Well, as simple as it may sound, a screwdriver down and just twist it to break the material away is adequate. If you happen to have this particular item around, a leather punch, it's ideal for making these holes. We just line it up like so. A fair amount of pressure is required. Just close it down and then just poke it out with a screwdriver. Okay, as you can see, we've got a hole there. But as I said, that gives you a nice round, neat hole. It's easy enough to do with a screwdriver. As I said, you don't have to have a leather punch, but since we make a lot of covers up, we have one of them in our workshop. So I hope this has explained how to make these covers. A lot of people take a look at this and think, oh, making these covers is very, very difficult. Well, in actual fact, it's very easy. The other thing I want to say is, if I could explain some of the sizes that we have. This is a much larger sheet, 300 by 300 millimeters. Sometimes you do need a sheet of this size. Some commercial ovens use very large roof liners or waveguide covers, as they're also known. We also have a 450 millimeter square size as well. A bit big to fit into the shot here, but it's exactly the same as this size. Again, used in some commercial ovens. You'll find the item in our shop. The other sizes that we have available are 150 by 300, as mentioned earlier, and probably the most popular size would be this one, the 100 by 150. This will fit most microwave ovens. As you can see, all of these covers that I've shown you already will just about fit into this size, so we would recommend that size for most jobs. Cut it to size and that's your problem solved. So I hope this has explained how you deal with Mica waveguide covers. Thank you.